All right, Schlockmeister fans, continuing with my, I guess, Emmanuelle Mondays. Continuing with the second series of Emmanuelle movies with Sylvia Crystal. This one's called Emmanuelle in Venice. Let's check it out.
In the sacred mountains of Tibet, Emmanuelle was chosen to become the incarnation of all women.
Playing for a while and you can tell me a story.
Where shall I begin?
Well, at the beginning, I suppose.
Okay. I was with her the day she met John Oxworth. 1 year later, they got married. Unfortunately, he was killed in a car accident. Friends.
We learn about some people she knew in Venice.
The only kind of charity I will give in this house is to give a bowl of milk to the cat if she is pregnant.
She's a bitch.
So giving a week off to Maria is out of the question.
Maria is the pretty maid and her grandmother is very ill and dying, but she refuses to give her some time off. Instead, she decides to whip her bare butt, which I can't show you.
Quick!
You're painting a picture of sheer torture.
Yes. So now you understand why I had to do something about it.
So Emmanuelle uses her perfume power to enter this woman's body, and she's going to change things in this house.
Do I look reborn?
I don't know what a reborn person looks like, my lady.
Maria, go get a bottle of vodka and some ice cubes.
But my lady doesn't drink.
She does now.
So she's a changed woman, at least while Emmanuelle's in her body.
From now on, never lower your gaze in front of me or anyone else. You hear me?
Yes, my lady.
Go on.
As you might expect, they then undress each other, and that leads to the bed. Hot scene, but can't show you shit.
What's the matter?
The next day she wakes up and has no memory of what happened.
To call you Emmanuelle.
She's back to herself.
Get out of my sight! What's the matter? Get out! I'm going! Go away from me and never come back!
So she'll have to possess her again. And everybody's giddy and friendly again.
1972 when my Charlie died. Penelope, it's time to bury our dead. It's time to make up and live again. Go ahead. You are young. You're beautiful. I smothered you, didn't I? Dear Madam, we regret to inform you that Oliver Prescott Moore died on January 1st, 1989 in his California home. We take this opportunity to present you our sincerest condolences.
So she had this man that she really liked, but circumstances wouldn't allow them to be together back in the day, and now he's dead at the time when she wanted to look him up again. And then there's these two.
Yeah. Stop it. You're tickling me.
What do you get?
Darling, make love to me.
No. Why should I?
Because you want me.
So the plan is to go on some dates, but they will only accept rich people. They have to be worth a lot of money.
Miss Oxworth cannot be seen in public with you unless you're worth at least $500 million. Of course.
But she makes a choice.
Oh. So, visiting a client? Working hard on some contract? What's your specialty as an attorney, anyway, Miss Burke?
I'm a law attorney.
Those two then end up in bed together.
What could I do? I had married a nice husband. I had a beautiful son. But I never tried to get in touch with Oliver until a few weeks ago. And then a lawyer from California just wrote back to tell me that he died a few years ago.
So Emmanuelle decides to look into the matter
name is
herself.
Oliver Prescott Moore. Died 1st January 89 in California. You don't have anything about it?
There's a costume party orgy scene which gets pretty risque. Can't show you it. The couple is getting it on. Of course, the maid is peeping and watching them, and she's getting all hot and bothered, and I can't show you any of it.
Of course, I trust you.
So I think they're going to plan a trip to go to America to look up that doctor in
Thank you,
California.
We're going on a trip.
On a trip? Where to?
It's a surprise.
And guess what? Oliver, who she was told had passed away, is very much with us.
Penny. Penelope, is that you?
Yes. You said you were dead.
Let's just say that I've retired from the world we came from.
I have so many things to say, to tell you. Anger, despair, all those emotions I want to share with you. I'm old. I look old.
Penelope has second thoughts.
I think you look wonderful.
You're kind, and I'm a fool. I should have let the past sleep in an eternal slumber. I want to go home still.
But she doesn't go home. She meets up with Oliver, and they have some hot Kama Sutra sex.
The Kama Sutra, and I know what we're going to do about it.
Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra.
Their bodies are intertwined in several different positions, but I can't show you any of them. But this one, that's our film. All right, let's talk about Emmanuelle in Venice. She's been to a lot of places, and this was a new one. So this is the second set of official Emmanuelle movies. The first set had Sylvia Crystal for 5 of the 7 movies. The second set of 7 came out in 1993. They were spaced a month or 2 apart. All came out on cable television. Some of them came out in this country. I think most of them came out overseas. These also starred Sylvia Crystal. In this one, she does not get naked in any of them. She was in her 40s, I think, at the time. But the plot is that she has got a hold of this perfume that somebody in Tibet gave her that allows her to possess other people's bodies and also allows her to revert back to a very young version of herself. Of course, the young version is played by a different actress, Marcella Wallerstein, who doesn't look a thing like Sylvia Crystal did when she was young, but whatever, right? Who cares? So anyway, she meets George Lazenby on this airplane. They're flying from wherever to wherever, I don't know. But it's a long flight, and they used to know each other in years past, and they just reminisce. Basically, it's Emmanuelle telling stories. And she's like, do you remember the woman, Azaman or whatever? That's who's in this movie. And she's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Well, I have a story for you. And then she just tells the story. And in this story, she had to possess this woman in this family who lived in Venice because the woman's mother-in-law was a total bitch. They wouldn't let the maid take off because her grandmother was dying and couldn't get any time off. Instead, she just whipped her bare butt with a lash. But then Emmanuelle went into her body and then ended up having sex with the maid instead. Much better time. But the next day, the woman was a bitch again, so Emmanuelle had to go back in. And there's another plot about the daughter. And then the mom wants to go overseas because now that she eventually Emmanuelle convinces her to become a decent person. And then she decides she's going to follow her dream of this man that she knew named Oliver. But then she finds out that he died in 1989. But then Emmanuelle looks into the matter and she determines that he didn't die in 1989. In fact, he's a renowned doctor in California somewhere. And he works with the people who don't have money, that sort of thing. But anyway, they fly to California. Penelope meets the doctor. They end up having some hot Kama Sutra sex, and that's how our movie ends. Anyway, again, like all these movies in this series, it's just basically Emmanuelle telling stories. Emmanuelle has lots of stories. Emmanuelle got stories. She tells stories, and then we see those stories played out. They're all sexual related too. Go figure. Plenty of nudity in this movie. Yeah, it's just one romp after the other with a very thin plot connecting them. Not much. They made 4 more of these on the airplane movies, and then Emmanuelle, or I should say Sylvia Crystal, hung up her Emmanuelle panties. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that is it. Anyway, you can get this movie. They're available on a Blu-ray set. I'm not sure I think it's region free. I'll leave a link to that one, I think. Otherwise, it is available on a PAL DVD, which I have in this set here. It's also available on a single PAL DVD version. There might be some American versions out there too. I don't know. It's available. If you dig hard enough, you can find it. Sometimes these things get a little pricey, but they're still relatively affordable. So anyway, check it out. Has anybody seen this shit besides me? I say that so many times because there's so much shit that I watch. Emmanuelle in Venice. Check it out. Leave some comments. Bye.